Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
We've a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. You'll see that life is a ball again, laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous.
Down at our rendezvous.
Three's company too.
All right, fuck that. No more. No more Roper. No more Mr. Furley. Oh, Millennial Slave, what's up, girl? In a lovable space that needs your face, three's company too. Whew. I think I just blew out the microphone there. I'm sorry, my friend. I am sorry, my little furry friend. Ugh. Man, Chris from the Political Matrix was talking about $5 crack. And I said, all right, I'm game. I like a bargain. You know, bargain crack. I don't know. You kind of get what you get, I guess. You know, that before danger ensues. We got a lot of news to get to today, folks. I did want to start off, though, besides with the Three's Company theme song. Joyce DeWitt for you, Rick. Yeah? I know, right? It's the classic, like Gilligan's Island. Everybody was just like, ooh, Ginger, Ginger, but secretly Marianne. You know, Janet. It's always the raven-haired ones, right? Chicks with brunette hair, watch out. They're probably a cat in a previous life. Look who it is, Mr. Nipples. No, I'm just a nipple connoisseur, Antoine. Get it straight. No fake news here. Joyce DeWitt made a whole career of selling nylons by refusing to show bare legs on that show, right? And Chrissy did the Thigh Master. She was the Thigh Master queen for the longest time. She still looks pretty good. I think she's like in her 70s or something like that. Bess, you're confirming? Yes, we were cats. You probably still are. Some of you are. Ticks in your lips. All right. Enough of that silliness. I did want to say right off the top here, if you can, please donate to the show. We do Patreon. We do all the Cash App stuff like that. If you can't do it, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Save you money. In fact, I have a little money-making scheme for you. If you want to contribute to indie creators, by using your shitlib family and friends. Here's how it works. So you tell your friends that you've seen the light, right? You're just, I don't know what I was thinking about all this, getting free health care and stuff for people. Man, what a pipe dream that was, man. Vote blue no matter who. You get them to believe that. And then you say, hey, I don't really have enough cash to donate. You think maybe you could spare me a few bucks, so I could put my name on a donation so I could show people how proud I am to vote blue? And they'll be like, oh, here you go. Here you go. Writing checks. And then you give it to your indie creators. Suckers. Hey, screw them, right? No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That's probably illegal as fuck. Good morning, Vietnam, to you, Bella. Good to see you. It's some crotch pot cooking in the heat. We're going to get to the weather stuff here in just a second. But first, I think this last night, I grew up in the age of blowing up shuttles, right? Like in 86, it was the Challenger, and then 2003, it was the Columbia Space Shuttle, and they both had problems, right? So that was always... kids like me were like, man, grew up with Star Trek, Star Wars, and wanted to get out in space and see what else is out there besides this piece of shit. And, you have to worry about how you're going to get out there, right? Humans is fragile, and space is like super, super big ass big. I think that's a scientific measurement. Super, super big ass big. So you're going to have problems getting into space, and those were NASA problems. Now we're looking at commercial problems with rockets. So last night, hopefully this works. Please and thank you. No, you're going to be like that? All right. Okay. So SpaceX last night, they had a Falcon 9 rocket suffer anomalies during Starlink satellite launch. So, and this is what it looks like right there. If you look here, this is ice. And that means, and that's not supposed to be there because that means there's some sort of leak that was going on. SpaceX's workhorse Falcon 9 rocket suffered a rare anomaly last night. The incident occurred during the launch of SpaceX Starlink internet satellites from Vandenberg Space Force Base, the Space Force Base in California. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, Google spaceports and ancient Iraq. You're welcome. The Falcon 9 performed well initially. Its two stages separated on time, and the first stage came down for a landing on a drone ship about 8 minutes after liftoff as planned. But the rocket's upper stage, which was hauling 20 Starlink spacecraft to low Earth orbit, encountered a problem. Let's see. So upper stage restart to raise I'm not listening to his. I'm pretty sure he's just parroting one of his real scientists. The upper stage restart to raise perigee resulted in an engine rud for reasons currently unknown. All right, they should stop using these layman's terms and you really use scientific lingo when you're talking about this stuff. The team is reviewing data tonight to understand the root cause. RUD is short for rapid unscheduled disassembly. So it means breaking up as the shit's breaking up quickly. And explode. Yes. SpaceX speed for an explosion or disintegration. So basically it just exploded. And those are the things you have to worry about just, up in the air, So, with the Starlink, I mean, it's going to get to the point where you're not going to have cabled internet. It's all just going to be, you'll have cables in your house, but to your house, you'll have satellite uplinks. If you're willing to do that, be a part of that system. But I predict also that there's going to be already underground servers that you're going to kind of like your black market internet, not like the deep web. I'm talking about like regular internet, but just not monitored by the government. So it's going to happen. There's smart people on there working on that shit too, all the time. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. So I can show you this real quick. This is the rocket. So this is it out in space. And as you can see, this over here on the right, yeah, that's not supposed to do that. Yeah, and these little particle thingies, you can see, and space is cold as fuck, right? So it's going to freeze instantly, and then you'll see chunks going in here, and yeah, it's pretty fucking wild, man. I want to go into space, but, I'm going to go in an old Buick. You know what I want to do? I want to do like Andy Griffith did and in that show, Salvage One, where he built a spaceship in his junkyard. That's fucking what I'm going to do, man. Did it. Yeah, so is it legal? I don't know. Back here on Earth, it's pretty fucking hot, especially out in Vegas. And I'm not talking about the shows. Those are always hot. This is what's happening in Vegas. Las Vegas sets record for a number of days over 115 degrees Fahrenheit amid its most extreme heat wave in history. So city hits all-time high of 120 as officials set up emergency cooling centers at community centers across South Nevada. So Vegas set a new record on Wednesday as it marked a 5th consecutive day over 115 degrees. Jesus Christ. 46 degrees Celsius for you non-Yanks amid a lingering hot spell that will continue scorching much of the U.S. into the weekend. The blazing hot temperatures climbed to 115 degrees shortly after 1 p.m. at Harry Reid International Airport, breaking the old mark of 4 consecutive days back in July of 2005. That was 115 back then. The brutal milestone marks yet another record for Nevada this week. On Sunday, Las Vegas hit an all-time high of 120. That was Sunday. Even by desert standards, the prolonged baking the city is experiencing is nearly unprecedented. Crazy shit out in the desert. This storm, we're going to get to more stuff about Beryl, the aftermath of Beryl here in a moment. But yeah, I mean, when you're setting heat records out there and you know the shit's real. I kind of feel like Kevin from Black Bear News doing all this weather stuff. But, it's stuff we need to know about, like and what's causing it and that kind of thing. And it's not just here. China is getting some record weather out there, too. 6 die in record Southwest China rains, their state media has reported. So this is around the area of Chongqing. 6 people were killed as record rain struck southwest China as the country endures a summer of extreme weather. Torrential downpours struck Dianjiang County near the megacity of Chongqing from Wednesday night to Thursday morning. State news agency Xinhua said, "Don't make fun of me for saying these Chinese names, all right? I'm doing the best I can." State broadcaster CCTV, citing the county flood control office, reported that 4 people had died in geological disasters, and a further 2 had drowned as of 1:50 p.m. on Thursday, which is it's Friday. So it's probably Saturday over there now. So it added up to nearly 25.5 centimeters of rain in parts of Dianjiang, the highest daily maximum since records began, right? So you got it hot in one place, and then it's all sopping wet in another place in China, right? And these patterns, I mean, that's the thing, like with the hurricanes down there, it really, a hurricane strength really depends on the temperature of the water down there and various crosswinds that affect it too. So, but as these temperatures rise, these seas are going to rise. And not only means like hurricanes, but it also means like disrupting weather patterns elsewhere, like making Las Vegas 120 degrees, and, providing over 25 centimeters of rain, in the middle of China. So crazy shit with the weather. And you would think like the people in Texas, would have their shit together as far as like hurricane prep. And when I'm not talking about everybody, I'm talking specifically about the power company, Centerpoint. We've been talking about them this week about how they had a poor response. And now there may be some more answers to what's going on. So this is WFAA, and they're going to give us the straight poop on what's going on right now.
Pressure is mounting today on Houston's power utility as more than 1 million people remain without electricity 3 very hot and sweaty days after Hurricane Beryl made landfall there. This is raising questions over how a city that should be familiar with destructive weather was unable to better withstand a Category 1 hurricane. CenterPoint Energy says it has restored service to more than 1 million of the 2.2 million customers impacted by the storm. Still a long way to go, though. They say they expect, though, to have an additional 400,000 customers back online by the end of the day tomorrow, and another 350,000 online by the end of the weekend. Centerpoint says before the hurricane's arrival, the company requested 2,500 outside workers to come in to restore power to those affected areas. That wasn't going to be nearly enough. After the hurricane moved through, that 2,500 workers was increased to 12,000 repair workers.
Yeah. So they're still dealing with the shit down there. We reported the other day that acting governor Dan Patrick was running the show. And then I didn't really have time to find out what was going on. So, I went with the story. And then afterwards, I was reading some stuff. And then somebody said, hey, where the hell was the regular governor of Texas while this was going on? Well, turns out old Gregory took a page out of Ted Cruz's let's get the fuck out of Dodge playbook. This is ridiculous. These motherfuckers. So this is from where's this from? The New Republic. Hafiz Rashid is the byline. Greg Abbott traipses off to Asia as Hurricane Beryl pummels Texas. It seems the Texas governor is taking inspiration from Ted Cruz's infamous Cancun trip, dipping just as a natural disaster hits his state. Yeah. So while Tropical Storm Beryl made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane on Monday on the Texas coast, knocking out power to at least 2 million homes, killing at least 2 people, Governor Greg Abbott was enjoying a trip to East Asia. Where's that? There you go, Rick. Privatization is one hell of a drug. Fuck you, people. I'm going to make some money. Abbott left for South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan on Friday as the storm was foremost to hit Texas on Monday. He went ahead with his 9-day trip anyway to, quote, drive forward progress in industries critical to the future of the global economy, according to a press release from his office. Many in Texas and on social media didn't see it that way, as Abbott's trip seemed quite similar to, as we said, Ted Cruz's 2021 trip to when he bolted to Mexico when the power grid was hit. It was when in the winter, right? And you guys were down there in Texas were having like the hard freezes and the power lines were snapping and shit, and Ted Cruz is like having pina coladas. Also, Beryl's eye went right through Houston, got the strongest part of the storm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That it was right on that northeastern tip there. And I remember Ike too. Ike years ago was a stronger storm, but the eye didn't pass through Houston proper. They underestimated Beryl. If I remember correctly, Rick, Ike was like a really slow moving. It was churning. It was like sitting on Houston for like a couple of days, I think. Right? I mean, I could be wrong. But Beryl, it was just like, it just stayed solid, right? It wasn't, it was a Category 1, which is nothing to sneeze at, but the winds died down, as you would expect as it makes landfall, but it just kept cruising and cruising, no pun intended, up through the middle of the thing. So many in Texas and on social media didn't see it that way. They thought it was similar to Cruz's. The Lose Cruise Pack pointed out that Cruz was also whale watching in Southern California over the weekend. Aw, look at that. You got wheels on one side and heels on the other. That's cute. Cruz himself did post a video on Monday near a flooded highway in Houston. Wait a minute. Houston and the entire Gulf Coast will come through the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. Right now, keep your family safe, avoid harm water. Ding. One Texan pointed out the arrogance from Texas Republicans. Don't think Greg Abbott schmoozing in East Asia while a hurricane hits Texas, leaving 2 million without power is him being stupid. It's stunning arrogance, like going to a fundraiser the evening of the Uvalde massacre. Abbott doesn't care and is daring voters to do something about it. That's true. He's got the lockdown on Texas. He could do the shittiest thing. They'll still reelect him. That's crazy. And not all people in Texas. I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that actually control shit, those are the ones you got to watch out for. And then this guy, Eric Swallowswell, I don't know what's the fuck name. He was bitching about it. I don't really want to give him any press. Abbott seemed to foresee a backlash on Sunday, posting a statement saying he was in daily contact with Texas Division of Emergency Management, local officials to ensure preparation of a good barrel. Your safety is our top concern. Your safety is our top concern. We value you here on our Boeing airplane. Don't worry about the wing falling off. Eric Swallowswell in his drag name. Ooh, giggity goo goo goo, giggity goo, giggity schmoigen. Yeah. So people none too happy about that shit. So and I don't blame them. These people. It's straight up fucking hubris, man. You know, they're like, it'll be all right. And you don't know it's going to be all right. Well, he was over there doing that shit. NATO, our friends in NATO, everybody loves NATO, right? It's NATO, it's NATO, it's fun for a girl and a boy. It's NATO, it's NATO. It'll give us World War III for all. It trips downstairs. It don't know the way off the stage. He calls his vice president Trump. He's fucked. He's fucked in the head. Everyone knows it's NATO. I just made that up. That's freestyling, yo. That's, back in the 80s, they called me Kid Beat because, I was getting my ass beat. But, that's neither here nor there. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, NATO strengthens ties with Asian partners, angering Beijing. They really want World War III. They really do. The NATO alliance agreed to step up its military presence in the Indo-Pacific to address a perceived threat from China. The bloc is using a gathering to mark its 75th anniversary to expand its presence in China near abroad, a move sure to anger the People's Republic. Oh, this is Libertarian Institute and Kyle Anzalone, Dave DeCamp, all over the place. Make sure you're going there, and AndyWard.com. Check them out. Get their news there. Good stuff. Yesterday, leaders of the 32 NATO members signed onto an agreement that blasted Beijing. The People's Republic of China stated ambitions and coercive policies continue to challenge our interests, security, and values. It continues the deepening strategic partnership between Russia and the PRC and their mutually reinforcing attempts to undercut and reshape the rules-based international order are a cause for profound concern. The statement laid out a slate of complaints claiming China provides Russia with crucial support for the war in Ukraine by exporting so-called dual-use material. They're business partners. They're aren't they the R and the C in BRICS? So of course they're going to ally with them financially and probably militarily too. Short of sending their own troops and equipment, but the Swedish official also recently suggested that a more bellicose stance toward China could help to pressure Donald Trump to become more supportive of the alliance should he win the upcoming election. And there's what they're really worried about. They're worried about Trump trying to take out NATO, and then he's not going to do that. If he was going to do that, he would have done it in his first term, and he didn't do it. He's not going to take out NATO. All these fears that they have of Trump's just going to play along. He's just going to play along, dude. I know some of these Trumpers out there that are just like die hard. They're saying, no, man, he's against the machine, man. It's like, no, he is the machine. He added to the machine yesterday. He fucking when he was president, he expanded it. Beijing reacted sharply to the NATO statement and has repeatedly slammed the bloc's increasingly hostile stance. NATO hyping up China's responsibility on the Ukraine issue is unreasonable and has sinister motives, government spokesman said at a daily briefing. So they're trying to pick fights and shit with China. And, and now they're going to do this in Germany too. They're going to do this in Germany. It's Kyle Anzalone again. Hardest working man in indie media. Him and Dave DeCamp. Yeah, well, he's sharing Dave DeCamp, so we got the double here. So Russian officials vow response to U.S. missile deployment to Germany. Okay. Yesterday, Russian officials reacted strongly and vowed to respond to the U.S., announcing that it will deploy missile systems to Germany starting in 2026 that were previously banned by the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces INF Treaty. Without nerves, without emotions, we will develop a military response, first of all, to this new game, said Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov. He called the U.S. decision destructive to regional safety and strategic stability. Anatoly Anatov, Russia's ambassador in Washington, said the deployment could lead to confrontation. The Americans are increasing the risk of a missiles arms race. Here they forget that going the way of confrontation may set off an unconscionable escalation amid the dangerous aggravation of tensions along the Russia-NATO track, he said. And that's what's going on. Valentina, well, I'm not going to try that last name. Speaker of the Federation Council, Russia's upper house of parliament, warned of a strong response if the U.S. goes through with deployment. She said, I hope that it will not happen because Russia's response will be harsh and inadequate. This is simply unacceptable, she said. Poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear. But wait, folks, just when you think they don't have enough stick to poke with, they got more stick. The U.S., Netherlands, and Denmark announced F-16 transfer to Ukraine is now underway. The U.S. and several allies also announced they were providing Ukraine with dozens of new air defense systems. Again, Dave DeCamp. Again, antiwar.com. The leaders of the U.S., the Netherlands, and Denmark released a joint statement on Wednesday during the ongoing NATO summit in Washington, D.C., stating that the transfer of U.S.-made F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine is underway. The Danish and Dutch governments are in the process of donating American-made F-16s to Ukraine with the support of the United States, the statement reads. The transfer process for these F-16s is now underway, and Ukraine will be flying operational F-16s this summer. Three leaders said Belgium and Norway have also pledged to send jets. According to previous reports, the four European nations have pledged to provide Ukraine with about 60 F-16s, but the training process has been slow, and only a few pilots are expected to be ready this summer. So that's the thing. A lot of this equipment that they've been giving Ukraine, they don't know how to fucking run it. And, they've been trying to teach them because the Americans, they can't run it themselves because, WW3. Ahead of the long-awaited F-16 transfer, Russia has stepped up attacks on Ukrainian airfields, destroying several Soviet-made aircraft. Ukrainian officials have said that to protect their F-16s, they might store some abroad, which could make the NATO bases housing them potential targets for the Russian military. You sure you want to hold these weapons over here? Because here, take this bullseye while you're at it too. There you go. The F-16 transfer marks a significant escalation of NATO involvement in the proxy war, since it will be the first time Ukraine receives Western-made fighter jets. They said initially they weren't going to give them fighter jets. Russia has made it clear it views the move as a major provocation and has noted the F-16s are capable of carrying nuclear weapons. Yeah. Said basically you put nuclear weapons on the doorstep of Russia. They're not going to be happy about that at all. Today we're announcing, this was on Tuesday from NATO, we're announcing that collectively we're providing Ukraine with additional strategic air defense systems, including additional Patriot batteries donated by the U.S., Germany, and Romania, Patriot components donated by the Netherlands and other partners to enable the operation of an additional Patriot battery, and additional SAM-PT system donated by Italy. Yeah. So, poke, 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 pokety, poke, poke, poke. Tell you normie friends and family. These motherfuckers are trying to get us all fried, and not Kentucky Fried. You know, we're talking Jason Robards in The Day After. You oldsters get that reference, maybe. The Day After was a miniseries. Well, maybe a two-parter on ABC back in early 80s. And it was talking about the United States getting nuked and what would happen. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. Happy World War III, everybody. And, you know, because the shit libs are who they are, they double down on Israel because, you know, I don't even think it's virtue signaling anymore at this point. I think it's just the rot and the evil of the talking points that they have to continuously churn out on these media sites, you know, has finally gotten, I think they actually believe this shit. But the DNC convention's coming up next month right here in Chi-Town. What? Try to get out for that or see if we can get around there and cause some trouble. It'd be cool. I know Ed's saying, I don't have bail money, so fuck off. Don't worry. I'll go in disguise as my alter ego, Haywood, last name Jablomi. Dems keep unconditional military aid to Israel in the party platform because they were told to. A senior Joe Biden administration official explained that the Democratic Party has no plans to alter its policy of unconditional arms support for Israel. Biden has proved, this is Kyle again. Oh, this is actually Kyle Insulam from Libertarian Institute. Biden has provided Israel with billions of dollars in weapons since October 7th, including over 10,000 heavy bombs. After an internal DNC debate over the party's plank on arms shipments to Israel, an official explained that Biden has no plans to change the policy that allows weapons to flow to Tel Aviv with no conditions on how they are used. The platform will reflect the views of the President of the United States, and cutting aid to Israel is not President Biden's policy. That's assuming if Biden is still the nominee. You know, let alone the president. So they'll have to really think about this. If they end up replacing Biden, this is one of the things they're going to have to think about. I'm pretty sure whoever they replace him with is going to just straight up just copy what he's doing, because this is not Biden's idea. This is what's been planted into Biden's husk of a brain. Over the past 9 months, the White House has sent Israel over $6.5 billion in arms, including tens of thousands of bombs. 14,000 of those munitions are massive 1-ton bombs. American-made bombs have contributed to the enormous death toll that has surpassed 38,000. That's the official record. The unofficial, of course, is way higher than that. While American weapons have been used in Israeli attacks on civilian targets in Gaza, the White House has maintained that Tel Aviv has not violated U.S. laws. President Biden has no plans to curtail arms shipments except for one shipment of heavy bombs. Yep, that's right. So the Dems are doubling down, at least for now. How bad they want to beat Trump really depends on if they change up the platform. Because in desperation, they'll say some crazy shit. Yeah, exactly. Good to see you, Global Solidarity. It's if we don't sell weapons to Israel, someone else will. That's what they say. But who else? At this point, who else would sell Israel weapons that work? I don't really know. I'm not enough into that information to know what it is. So, but it may not matter if Israel may not even exist anymore. And I'm not saying like somebody's going to come in there and just forcibly remove everybody. I think Israel's going to go bankrupt because all their businesses are closing. That's pretty crazy, huh? This is the cradle.co. Israel in collapse. 46,000 businesses forced to close since October 7th. It is estimated by Israeli risk management from Kofachi that 60,000 businesses will be closed by the end of 2024. And Israel's not a big country. So you're like, 60,000, it's tiny. 60,000, that's huge. As we said, 46,000 Israeli businesses have been forced to shut as a result of the ongoing war and its devastating effect on the economy. This is from Mariv, the Hebrew newspaper. They reported back on Wednesday, referring to Israel as a country in collapse. This is a very high number that encompasses many sectors. About 77% of the businesses that have been closed since the beginning of the war, which make up about 35,000 businesses, are 77%. Are small businesses with up to 5 employees and are the most vulnerable in the country. CEO of Israeli Information Services and Credit Risk Management firm told Marie. The report adds that the most vulnerable industries are the construction industry, and as a result, also the entire ecosystem that operates around it: ceramics, air conditioning, aluminum, building materials, and more. All these were significantly damaged, according to the risk ratings. The trade sector has also been severely affected. This includes the service sector and industries including fashion, furniture, housewares, entertainment, transport, and tourism, especially tourism. Who wants to go see a war? Who likes genocide? Come on, let's get in the family truckster and head that way. Israel is in a situation where there's almost no foreign tourism, the report said, adding that damage to businesses is all over the country and almost no sector has been spared. This includes the agricultural sector, which is based mainly in the south and the north, both considered active combat zones due to the threat posed by Palestinian resistance, and Lebanon's Hezbollah, whose support front against Israel has significantly contributed to the downfall of the country. So they don't need to bomb Israel. They could lay siege to Israel, right? They could make Israel just uncomfortable enough to where people don't want to live there, and people damn sure don't want a vacation there, right? Hezbollah's attacks have severely affected local businesses and education in the north. Tens of thousands of settlers have been forced to evacuate. Our goal of draining the enemy's economy has been achieved, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah said on Wednesday. The Yemeni army's maritime operations have also contributed to the economy's downfall. I know, right? The Houthis, they ain't playing. Revenues at key ports such as the southern port of Eilat have fallen significantly. In the final months of 2023, the Israeli GDP plummeted by nearly 20%. Yikes! The threat of escalation with Hezbollah has also posed fears in Israel that any full-scale war with the Lebanese resistance would plunge the economy much deeper into the abyss. Hezbollah has demonstrated through recent video warnings that it's capable of attacking energy infrastructure such as oil refineries and gas tanks. Yeah, and they got those fucking, they got the drone. You see the drone video? They just trolling Israel. It's like, look at all these secret sites in Israel. Oh, how delightful. So pretty in 4K video. And Israel's like, Hogan, because, you know, they're, yeah, you get the connection. So that's pretty much the news roundup for the day. But we do have a big propaganda watch segment. They're really coming out. People are getting desperate. They're getting desperate. They're bringing back the favorites. Here's one. Remember this old children's tale from the sea? Russia interfering in 2024 election to help Trump, U.S. intelligence officials say. The officials say Russia intends to use social media to manipulate U.S. public opinion in favor of Trump. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. This. Russia lacks troops, ammunition for major offensive in Ukraine, NATO official tells Reuters. Really? Look, I don't side with Russia. I understand why Russia had to go to war, right? But you got to remember, Putin ain't exactly a saint, all right? Just keep that. Remember, stay skeptical of everybody, all right? But I don't think Putin lacks troops or ammunition. I don't think he's going to bullshit anybody about that shit. We've got more. So I know you want to talk about what happened last night. We'll talk about that a little bit, but we got to get to this first because I don't know if people know about this or not. This is from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. So apparently, I guess people have been talking about that radio interview that he had in Milwaukee a few days ago. So Civic Media, a Wisconsin-based progressive, what the hell, man, that thing's huge. Wisconsin-based progressive talk radio network said Thursday it agreed to make 2 edits to an interview with President Joe Biden at the request of his campaign before the broadcast aired. A decision the station said fell short of journalistic interview standards. You think? Yeah, you're not supposed to cut shit out, dude. That's journalism 101. You put everything in. Still, the station said it stands by its popular host Earl Ingram, who conducted the interview with Biden following the June 27th televised debate with rival Republican Donald Trump, during which the president lost his train of thought and at times made nonsensical statements. To put it mildly, Ingram's interview was recorded on July 3rd and aired on July 4th. This is from the radio station. This was their statement in response to this. They said on Monday, July 8th, it was reported to Civic Media Management that immediately after the phone interview was recorded, the Biden campaign called and asked for 2 edits to the recording before it aired. Civic Media Management immediately undertook an investigation and determined that the production team at the time viewed the edits as non-substantive and broadcast and published the interview with 2 short segments removed, the station said in a statement released on Thursday. So the station said it would make the full unedited interview available online. I'm not sure if that's the case now. I haven't checked, but the 2 edits said at time 5:20, the removal of, quote, and in addition to, wait a minute, let me do it in his voice. And in addition to that, I have more blacks in my administration than any other president. All other presidents combined in major positions, cabinet positions. At time 14:15, in reference to Donald Trump's call for the death penalty for the Central Park Five, the removal of, quote, I don't know if they even called for their hanging or not, but they said convicted of murder. With a high-profile interview comes a listener expectation that journalistic interview standards will be applied, even for non-news programming. We did not meet those expectations. Civic Media disagrees with the team's judgments in the moment, both with respect to the handling of the interview questions and the decision to edit the interview audio, the statement continued. They clarified their policies, particularly for commentators and other non-news personnel. They stand by Earl Ingram and his team. Earl's invaluable voice remains a crucial member. The decision to make the requested edits to the interview was made in good faith. While we disagree with the decision, we stand by our team, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Ingram, a longtime Biden supporter, told ABC News last weekend, yes, I was given some questions for Biden. Ingram has not responded to questions from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. The popular host doesn't have a background in journalism. Wow, duh. Duh. DUH dash everyone. That's it, because everybody said it. All right, so Jesus Christ. All right, let's get this fucking shit over with. If we can do this. Can we do this? All right.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as...
You handed it over already. Don't you remember? Jesus Christ, this guy. The hell? Go away, son. Don't bother me, kid. Go away, kid. You bother me. Yeah, last night was fun, wasn't it? He called, what do you say, Vice President Trump, and then probably some other shit. President Putin and Vice President Trump, his Secretary of State, Nipsey Russell, his campaign manager, Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. All right, that's enough of that business. Well, you know, lost keyboard player for Echo and the Bunnymen had mentioned something about it too, and of course, he sucks that Empire dick. Come on, Keir. Keir Starmer says Joe Biden on really good form, Johnny T, and all that rubbish. This motherfucker. That's the new leader of the UK, folks. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to hear more from George Galloway on that motherfucker in the future. You know, we don't want George to wear out his welcome around here. I had no idea where to put this, so I said I'm gonna put it at the back, the end of the show, folks. I probably should have led with this, but you know, fuck it. Here we go. Furries, gay furry hackers are gonna save us, folks. They attacked the conservative think tank Heritage Foundation, and don't get it twisted. These people are just. They trying, but they ain't trying hard enough. The Heritage Foundation's Mike Howell called the hacktivists degenerate perverts and threatened to out them in response. These are furries. If you know what furry is, it's people that like dressing up as animals, and you know, that's their thing. A group of self-proclaimed gay, quote, gay furry hackers, quote, has claimed responsibility for breaching the data servers at the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank whose Project 2025 manifesto calls for a radical right-wing reshaping, white wing probably works too, reshaping of the U.S. government under Donald Trump. The group, calling itself Sieged Sec, announced the hack on Tuesday by posting a link on Telegram supposedly containing the passwords, email addresses, and full names of every Heritage Foundation member. However, the link has since been taken down, and according to media reports, no other sensitive information has been released. Project 2025 threatens the rights of abortion, healthcare, and LGBTQ plus communities in particular. So, of course, we won't stand for that, the group declared on Telegram. However, this is from RT, by the way. I'm sure they had fun with this. However, the Heritage Foundation appeared unbothered by the breach. In a chat log published by Sieged Sec on Wednesday, a hacker calling themselves Vio tells Heritage Foundation executive Mike Howell that they carried out the cyber attack to, quote, shine light on who exactly supports the Heritage Foundation, unquote. And so Howell replied, "That's why you hacked us? Just for that?" Before threatening to identify the hackers and lecturing them on their lifestyle, because that's what the Heritage Foundation is about. Telling you how to live your life the Republican way. Oh, that's a world I don't want to live in. I really want to live in this one, but here we are. Bess, I know you didn't have to get up early, or maybe you did, but you didn't have to choose to watch this show. So I'm just want to say that's on you. Don't blame me. All right. Take responsibility for your own actions. I'm no cult leader. God does not hate fur, Bella. Why? Why would you say that? I don't think I shouted out everybody. Bella, Bess, Global Solidarity, Miguel, Rick, Anonymous, Ed, D was in here earlier. Of course, Willie Bragg. I think Willie's got a show coming up this weekend. So he's being cryptic about it. So just keep that in mind. Rick's got to go to work in hell today. Good man. I appreciate you. If I missed you, as always, I'll aim better next time. So I think that's going to do it for now. Around the World, D and Friends tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Great news and politics analysis and stuff like that. Mostly world stuff she talks about. What's going on in the Middle East. So be sure to check her out. Check out all these great indie creators here who are trying to bring you news and information that you can use. And hopefully we can make some changes in this world soon. As for that, I got nothing else to tell you but to say I love each and every one of you. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Be safe. Don't hate. You don't hate people, because hate just poisons yourself. All right. You can dislike the fuck out of them, and call them names and shit. Do all that stuff. Just don't hate them, because that only hurts you. And we got enough hate in this world. So, Bella. Exactly. We love our independent media. Speaking of which, I think Kevin and Black Bear News tonight at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern too. I think he's Monday through Friday, so he's been dealing with this heat out there too. He does a show out in his shed, and I guess there's no AC in there. Well, there is AC, but he can't turn it on during the show because all you hear is, the whole fucking time, and nobody wants to hear that. So, stay cool, Kev. We'll see you when we see you, and we'll see you when we see you in the future with flying cars and hopefully some free fucking healthcare and a better system, a different system than what we have today. Love all y'all. Peace. Smell you later.
This is City Alpha 5! Woo! Damn good song, wasn't it, dog? You like that song? All right.